Well, we are still keeping to, of course, our water focus right here on eNCA. And we head into Durban now, where water pump stations are breaking down while other infrastructure has not been maintained over the years. The KwaZulu-Natal floods of recent years worsened the water crisis in the province, and most communities now rely on tankers. eNCA reporter Lethiwe Mdluli is visiting affected areas in KwaZulu-Natal and joins us now this morning, of course, to give us this live update. Lethiwe, good morning to you, colleague. I mean, when we think about the water crisis in just KwaZulu-Natal unknown, we know that residents there haven't been spared. Thinking of the KwaZulu-Natal, floods that, of course, have displaced many, have, just compromised the quality of life, but also the sewage spilling situation in KwaZulu-Natal as well in some of the beaches has also been a call for concern.
Of course, Tumelo, and right now we are in Westbrook Beach, and the residents here are concerned about the fact that some of the waste that the pump stations aren't able to pump because they haven't been working for years is ending up on the ocean. I want to show you what is currently the situation in Westbrook. So earlier on, we started at the farmhouse waste pump station, where we saw that that pump station hasn't been operating for years, and now we're here because all that waste at that pump station is ending up here at the beach, and the residents are saying that due to this they haven't been able to swim because the water is not safe to swim in. And it's not just only this, also water pump stations have been experiencing a lot of issues, and this is way before the floods. The residents are saying that the municipality has been saying that a lot of infrastructure was damaged because of the floods, but some of the issues have been here since way before the floods. This community alone in Westbrook, we do know that they have been experiencing water shortages for the past few months. Also, Otongat area has been experiencing water issues for almost a year now. So a lot of communities in Durban have been experiencing this, and we will be speaking to the municipality a bit later on to find out some of the answers that residents need to hear from them, because also the communication issue is something that the residents are complaining about. Right now, though, I'm joined by Don, who is from the Otongat Civic Association. Don, thank you so much for joining us at eNCA. Take us through the issues that you've been facing for the past year, and also here in Westbrook with the waste that is flowing into the ocean as well.
Thank you so much, eNCA, as well as Amy Loader from the Westbrook community for highlighting these issues to us. Look, it's been a year after the floods. Westbrook is one of the main pump stations here. Unfortunately, the residents have been, subjected to this horrible smell, sewer coming into the ocean, with constant, flies, insects going around, lack of maintenance, the audacity of the municipality to literally put in temporary pumps there to pump the sewer into the ocean. It's really, really unacceptable. Coupled with this, the Westbrook community itself have had numerous in the last 2 or 3 weeks. We've had mainline burst pipes that are causing unnecessary or untold grief to our residents, where we rely on people like Ricky Naidu from Venkpak to supply water to the area, as well as water tankers in general. But in terms of Tongat in a totality, it's a year on. Our Tongat water station is working well, like Rolls-Royce. They say we're producing about 21 million liters of water. However, we seem to have this endless issue of mainline supply from the Tongat Waterworks to our reservoirs. Even up to this morning, there's one at our taxi rank where the main supply line has burst, causing huge areas not to have water. We're constantly having issues at the Tongat South, the Metcalf reservoirs, and it's predominantly due to infrastructure, either ailing infrastructure, I'm told it's 40 years old, and due to no water being in those pipes during the 9 months after the floods, has now become a nightmare for residents of Tongat. We're really frustrated. We think eThekwini should really get in terms of putting in a budget immediately regarding upgrading the infrastructure. It's not just our water that's constantly stopped. We're having issues with electricity this morning. Yes, we understand there's load shedding. However, there's some areas that are not being switched on. There's transformers being, having issues. We have main cables that are supplying the various suburbs that are blowing up. We've had some areas up to 72, maybe more than 3 or 4 days without electricity. So infrastructure needs to be upgraded. But in saying this as well, as residents and as communities, we found councillors lacking in terms of, especially in this area, in the beach area. We've got Councillor Jeff, who's, we're repeatedly asking about the same issues. We got Westbrook here, we got La Mercy up the road, we got Sea Tides up the road. Majority of them are flowing into the ocean. We seem to keep going back to the fact that, yes, we are highlighting this to the eThekwini, but it's sad that when the community starts getting involved, we start exposing these issues, and then all of a sudden eThekwini has the necessary funding. So we plead to our local councillors to please get on, it shouldn't be coming out just before elections and highlighting all the defects of our area. We should be putting our hands together and working with the community to try and escalate these matters to such an extent we see action from eThekwini municipality.
Thank you so much, Don.
Thank you so much. Bye.
So, Tumelo, these are some of the issues that a lot of residents are dealing with in the northern parts of Durban. Like Don highlighted, these are ongoing issues. The infrastructure damages did not just start when the floods hit Durban or KZN overall. It's something that has been going on for years. And I spoke to one resident as well who did not want to be on camera. She did share that she bought a house in Westbrook 13 years ago. And when she bought the house, everything was working. But over the years, because the municipality has failed to maintain the infrastructure, the pump station there, they are noticing that the pump station has broken down. It's no longer doing its job, and because of that, they can't even sell their homes because they're not going to be making money out of it. So a lot of residents are frustrated, not just because of the water issues I'm finding out, also because of the lack of service delivery overall. Don did touch that there's a lot of electricity breakdowns as well. So there's a lot of issues that our residents are complaining about. Of course, I'll be speaking to the head of water a bit later on from the Ethekwini municipality to get answers from him as to what is the municipality doing to assist residents.
And I mean, earlier on when we spoke to Anthony Turton, Letty, where he spoke about how there are procurement gaps, corruption, political influence leads to this manifestation we're seeing right now of infrastructure breakdown. It's not the first time that it's happening, as your guest said, it's been years. But what is at the root problem? Could it be that the funds that are allocated to maintain these water infrastructure is not necessarily going to where it's supposed to and doing the job that it's allocated for? So those answers definitely needed from the municipality colleague, and looking forward to when we get back with you again to catch up in terms of how they, of course, hold themselves accountable and what promises this time around are they making to really the communities, the residents of eThekwini, but the greater KwaZulu-Natal in terms of how exactly they will fix this problem.